Jehovah's Witnesses are very peculiar when it comes to dressing and grooming. Men are expected to wear a suit and a tie, while women are required to wear a modest dress or a skirt and a shirt. However, since the early 1920s, JW men have been encouraged to be clean shaven, and to this day, it's rare to encounter a male Jehovah's Witness sporting any sort of facial hair. So, what's the governing body's reasoning for this? Most of this information comes from the Awake or Watchtower magazines, which are directly the literature of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, and the organization which governs the over 8 million active witnesses worldwide. JWs are still heavily influenced by the Mosaic Law despite recognizing that they are no longer under its provisions. This is quite clear in their literature. One such article in the Awake magazine quotes Leviticus 19:29. You must not make cuts in your flesh for a dead person, and you must not make a tattoo marking on yourself. It's ironic, then, how they ignore two verses before this in Leviticus 27, saying, You must not shave the hair on the side of your head or disfigure the edges of your beard. And many times, when I was growing up within this cult, I was told that facial hair could be interpreted as rebellious by others. And this mindset was more than likely adopted in the 1960s with the rise of the hippie counterculture, which of course had ideologies conflicting with the divine word of God. Such things like free love, drug use, long hairstyles, artistic expression, and of course, beards. The advice was given to consider the mental state as well as the culture to aptly determine if a clean shaven beard was appropriate for where you were. And geographically, the answer to that question was more or less always no, at least within the United States, which kind of flies in the face of what the facts are. One such survey said that 27% of men either do or don't have a beard at any given time. 33% said they always have a beard, and 40% said they never had a beard. So over 60% of American men at any given time usually have some sort of beard that they have upkeep for. But because Jehovah's Witnesses believe they are representing God, they take extra provision to appeal formal or clean, and this includes such things as beards, tattoos, rings, excessive makeup, piercings, clothing which is too tight or revealing, etc. One brother wrote to the governing body, and if you don't know what the governing body is, it's basically a group of 7 old pasty white men and a token black dude who believe that they are what's called anointed. They believe that they are part of this 144,000 that will be going to heaven, because they don't believe everyone goes to heaven. They only believe a certain number of people going to heaven. So they believe they have this heavenly calling, and that they are able to aptly interpret the Bible and give discernment on the scriptures. Anyway, one such brother wrote the governing body about beards because a lot of the information within the Awake and the Watchtower literature is quite vague. Their 3-page response was equally vague, but one notable quote from it was, Christians today no longer are required to observe the Mosaic Law. On the other hand, being clean-shaven is not one of the necessary things that would be required of Christians. Therefore, it would not determine a person's salvation if he chose to wear a beard, nor would it prevent him from getting baptized, sharing in the field ministry, or enrolling in the theocratic ministry school. Despite this, the internal culture of Jehovah's Witnesses still heavily discourages the growing and maintenance of a beard, and it's ironic considering another statement taken from a 1973 Awake article saying men should not dress to appear like women. And I can't think of a single physical feature of a man more manly than facial hair or beard, with the exception of maybe having a penis, but as far as I know, most people don't walk around with their dick hanging out. At least to my knowledge. If I'm wrong, someone get me in on this party, please, you know? So, it's during the teen years that young men start to develop facial hair, and this starts occurring due to the presence of dihydrogen testosterone, and the hair follicles within a man's face being more receptive to this chemical, this hormone. And it's a sign of becoming a sexually mature man. So, why then is the Watchtower and Track Society so adamant about being clean shaven? Well, maybe they like their boys looking younger. It has certainly appeared that way, considering sexual abuse goes rampant and unreported within the organization, but that, my friend, is a topic for another video.